Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a little bit about self-care, what it is, and how you can incorporate it into your life. So, it's Saturday, the week after Cascade redo set. Guys, it put me through the ringer. I'm not feeling the best. I have like this crazy sinus infection, but as you can see, it's also a really rainy day here in Chicago, and what better subject to have today than self-care? I definitely think that a rainy day is a perfect day that you can get some self-care and some pampering in, just a good time to practice relaxation. So today I'm going to share 10 tips. Some of this is a culmination of things that I've learned, but I also recently read this article. I'll put a link below on some helpful tips that I think you guys can also incorporate around self-care, jump-starting it. Number 1, make a commitment. Make sure that you pencil yourself in. It's really important that you set aside some time throughout your week that you know you're going to do something that is to kind of replenish your own energy, to really make sure you're replenished, you reset, and you're ready to take on the rest of your day into the next week. Me personally, I love to focus on self-care on the weekends. Being a mom and then also having a full-time job and career, it can be really hard for me to set aside some time during the week. So I always make sure Saturday or Sunday that I'm doing something to give myself that extra boost of energy that I need. Number 2, determine what keeps you centered specifically. What are those activities and things that just make you feel like you're relaxed, you're at peace, you're staying positive, and you're putting and you're pouring back into yourself? These things should not be things that are harmful to you. Me personally, I know that everyone, there are some people that enjoy drinking, and, don't get me wrong, I love to drink, but I don't think that's necessarily a self-care specific thing. I think that self-care should be things that you put into yourself that don't do harm to your body. Now, you can celebrate, but I think that's a whole other topic. Indulging, but I think that self-care is all about replenishing your body, giving it the good things that you need. So like a short list of things that could be having plants in your home, gardening, doing some yoga, getting a good hot glass of tea. It could be reading a book, getting creative, doing something, a hobby that really interests you, but it's just that set of time that you set aside for you. The next tip that I have for you is make sure you cover MBSE, which is Mind, Body, Spirit, and I also added on there environment. You really want to make sure that you're taking a holistic approach to your self-care, and that really means covering all of the bases in order to create this positive space around you when you set aside that time. The whole goal of a self-care session is, again, for you to walk away feeling replenished, rejuvenated, and just like ready to take on the rest of your week until you have another self-care session. The next tip, which is tip number 4, is to really make sure that you're checking in and assessing how things are going with your self-care plan. And if you don't feel like it's giving you what you need, or you're not finding that it's giving you that reset that you need, make some tweaks, switch it up, keep it fresh and new, and I guarantee that you'll feel so much better. Tip 5 is make sure that you add in some activity. Be active. About being active and physical as a way to show yourself self-care is it really boosts those endorphins. I love yoga, but I also just love to work out in general. I can tell that if I go a week without working out, something doesn't feel right, my body doesn't feel right, and I know that I need to take that time out to really feel good and feel grounded. And if you're not an active person, that's okay. Start small, go for a walk, and start adding on to that. Try some restorative yoga, go to a full yoga session, and then when you really feel like you've got it down, up the ante, try some hot yoga, and switch up your activity. You don't have to do the same thing all over and over again. It's really just about getting those endorphins raised and making sure that you're healthy and strong overall. Also, this is a bonus tip. Sometimes self-care doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but it's good for yourself. So sometimes you want to have that extra cookie, but if you're truly practicing self-care, you should grab some vegetables because you really need that nutrients or fruits in your body. Do it. It's self-care. It's about taking care of you, and that is important. Sometimes working out and lifting weights doesn't feel good. Sometimes you want to take a day off. And don't get me wrong, taking a rest day is super important, but sometimes you just need to boost your metabolism. You need that extra push. You need those endorphins. So sometimes you just have to maybe get up early in the morning if it doesn't fit into your schedule. Go to sleep later. Figure out what's best for you, or even going to sleep earlier so you can get up to get that workout in. That is so hard, especially because we have these long to-do lists. But yeah, sometimes self-care does not feel good. Tip number 7, make sure that you share the love. Make sure that you get social support, especially if you're a mom, if you have a family. You need to get buy-in from your partner. Make sure that everyone around you knows that, hey, this time is for me. You may have to share your calendar and your schedule with other people to say like, hey, this time is completely off limits for myself. But you can also get fun and creative with it, give back and share some of the things that you do for self-care, and even bring others with you. I think sometimes we just go through life and we forget that we need that added boost, replenishment. And sometimes it just takes one person to remind us that, hey, it's time to take some time out and to rest. And I like to go and spend my self-care time with my friends, with family members. We'll go get massages, we'll go have tea, do skincare, we'll get a facial together. I think when you start to build a community that takes good care of themselves, just overall, you can really feel the positivity surrounding, because everybody's taken care of and they're not neglecting themselves, and that really is key. Tip number 8, it's okay to say no. Sometimes your schedule gets so overwhelmed, and it's okay to tell someone, hey, I know we have that birthday party that weekend, but I can't do it. I need some time to rest. I think once you get buy-in from your tribe and your community around you, they'll understand. And I think that you just have to get comfortable with it. For me, saying no is probably the toughest part, because I definitely am a people pleaser. And this past year, I'm really starting to learn that you can say no without, being harsh. But it's something that I am constantly trying to learn and grow in and practice. A lot of us need to learn how to say no, to be honest with you. Tip number 9, during your self-care time, unplug. Nowadays, I think we get really attached to our devices, and it's understandable. There's technology all around us. But sometimes you just need to disconnect and kind of get the chatter out of your mind and take a step back. And you can do that by going on a retreat. There's plenty of retreats out there. You can schedule one just for yourself, but you can create that retreat atmosphere in your home. Here at my house, we try to set a good rule that during dinner time, and that's family time, and that's a time to replenish our bodies, that we don't take any devices with us to the table. But you can do that during your self-care time. If you know that you're going to pencil in an hour to 2 hours to have a nice long bath or to give yourself a facial, turn off all your technology. Don't look at it. Sometimes on those nights when I've done my self-care routine, I've had a hot bath, maybe I've done a facial, or I've, conditioned my hair, something, I'll turn off the TV, I'll turn off everything, even the lights. I'll light some candles, and and I'll do a meditation, and then I'll go to bed. And the next day I feel so much better. Just give it a try. Test it out, see how you like it. And I think that, you know, we get really overwhelmed. We're overstimulated, and sometimes we just need to shut it all off. The last tip is make sure you practice, practice, practice. Practice is key. Repeat. I say repeat, repeat. When it comes to self-care, you're always learning. And you know, I think that's why the tip that I shared earlier about reassessing is really important, because you know, you think that you have it down. I know I feel like I have it down and I'm getting better with taking care of myself, but then life shakes things up, you get busy and you neglect yourself. So I think it's about repetition. And there's someone who said a human trait that if you repeat something for 21 days or you practice something for 21 days, it's a habit that sticks with you. So I think if you really want to get into self-care, try it out for a month. Pencil yourself in, do all these things, and before you know it, it'll become a regular routine for you. And there might be some times that you kind of off the wagon, jump back on, do it again. Self-care is so important to me specifically because about a year ago, I was not taking very good care of myself. I was, you know, really busy at work, but also busy at home. I was neglecting eating healthy. I was neglecting my body because I was trying to fit it all in and please other people. And in the end, like, I had a mental breakdown. And I realized if I don't pour into myself, I cannot pour into others. This shirt is true. Do it for you. Do it for you, because at the end of the day, if you're a caretaker, if you're a mom, if you're not a mom, whatever it is, you're likely pouring into other people, your family, your friends, and you need that break in order to take care of yourself so you can take care of others. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope you find it helpful. If you guys have any self-care tips and tricks or just things that you live by, please, please, please comment them below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.